Hello children, in this video I am going to explain you about the chapter Magnetism. In this chapter we will study about magnets, how it was discovered and the property of magnetism. Along with that we will study the types of magnets and also the properties of magnets. Now first of all I want to explain you how the magnets were discovered. Here is a very interesting story about the discovery of magnets in Magnesia in ancient Greece. There lived a shepherd named Magnus. So what happened? One day he was looking after his sheep in the hills. To his great surprise, he discovered that it was a huge black rock next to him that was pulling his staff and the nails, what he was carrying with him. Soon the news spread across the country about the strange rock that had the power to pull things to it. And afterwards, people around that area, some wise people were there, and then they identified and told that this is the rock which is having the quality of attracting the materials, and the name was given after this shepherd Magnus, and hence the magnet was discovered. Now what is magnetism? Magnetism is the property of a magnet to attract things made up of iron, cobalt or nickel. So this is the property of magnet. What is that property? Of attracting the things. What kind of things? Which is made up of iron, cobalt or the nickel. So the property of attracting the metals is called the magnetism. Now here you can see that there are the examples of magnetic materials. So metals like nickel knife here, then cobalt coin is there, steel spoon, iron nail, steel paper clips. These all are the magnetic materials. Why they are called the magnetic materials? Because they are easily attracted by the magnets. On the another side, there are non-magnetic substances also. Examples of non-magnetic materials are, here you can see that paper, then glass is there, plastic, rubber, wood, and some more materials are there which do not get attracted by the magnets. So on the basis of the attracting property, the materials are divided into two: magnetic substances and the non-magnetic substances. Now another types of magnets are, which is given basically on the basis of the discovery. So they are the natural magnets and the artificial magnets. So what are the natural magnets? Natural magnets are those magnets which is present in the nature. Okay, that means it was created by nature and its shape is irregular and it has weaker force of attraction. Some more things we will study later on when we will talk about the differences between the natural magnet and the artificial magnets. Artificial magnets, magnetic substances like iron, cobalt, nickel are converted into magnets by the process of friction or the process of induction are called artificial magnets. So here the force of attraction is stronger and their shapes are also different. Just like here you can see bar magnet, cylindrical magnet, U-shaped magnet, horseshoe magnet, circular magnets and the ring magnets. So these all are the artificial magnets. They are not found in the nature, but they are prepared according to the use. Properties of magnets, there are four properties basically: attractive property, directive property, poles exist in pairs, that is also a kind of property, and like poles attract and unlike poles repel. So one by one we are going to study about each property of magnet. Now in detail we will study about this properties of a magnet. First is the attractive property. That means a magnet attracts magnetic substances like iron, steel, nickel and the cobalt. That means the magnets are having the attraction power. Okay, they can attract the things. Which kind of things? Which are made up of iron, steel, nickel and the cobalt. The next one is the directive property. As it says directive property, so it means a freely suspended magnet always comes to the rest in such a manner that one of its ends points towards the north direction and the other towards the south direction. So that's why they are known as the directive property. So here you can see it is called as the directive property because they are indicating the direction. Which direction? North and south direction. The next property is the poles exist in pairs. What is that pole? The north seeking pole, that means the end of the magnet, is called the north pole. This is basically dependent on the directive property. As I have told you, the freely suspended magnet, that will be always resting or always pointing towards north and south direction. So north and south direction accordingly. The north seeking pole, that means the end of the magnet, is called the north pole, and the south seeking pole is called the south pole. So each magnet has both poles and they always occur in pair. And when we talk about the magnetic property on poles, so magnetic property is maximum at the ends, that means at its pole. Continuously we are talking about the freely suspended magnet. So what is a freely suspended magnet? Here you can see a magnet is tied over here with a silk thread. So what happens? It rests on in the north and south direction. So this is called the directive property. So as you can see here, north north will repel each other, south south will repel each other, but south and north pole will attract each other. So like poles repel, that means same kinds of pole will repel, and opposite or unlike poles will attract. So a suspended magnet is brought close to the fixed magnet. It seems that if like poles are close to one another, the suspended magnet tends to move away. And if opposite poles are close to one another, the suspended magnets tend to move towards the fixed magnet. Now children, one more issue is there about the magnetic poles, that if you break a bar magnet in half, then each half still behaves as a complete magnet. So if we are breaking the bar magnet into pieces, what will happen? Each piece will start behaving like a magnet, and each piece will develop two poles together. That means north and south pole will be present in each piece. Even when your piece is one atom thick, there are two poles. This suggests that atoms themselves are the magnets. So here you can see each magnet, whatever the pieces of the magnets are there, they are having the two poles. So again, here is a quick recap. Magnets attracts only the magnetic substances. Every magnet has two poles and it is present towards the end of the magnet slightly inside. The magnets has directive properties, that means it shows the direction, which direction, north and south direction, and once you will get to know about the north and south direction, then easily you can discover where is the east and west direction. So that's why the compass needle is made up of magnet. Fourth is like poles repel and unlike poles attract each other. Fifth, the property of magnetism is destroyed in a magnet by striking through hammer or by heating in a flame. So here one more thing is there, that means magnetism will remain in magnet for longer time. But if it is struck many times or hammer or thrown very hard or heated with high temperature, then what will happen? The magnetism will be destroyed. And the last one, the two poles remains always in pair at any point of magnet.